Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Hobby Talk. If you are here, we do a talk every Friday. This video may be a little bit late. It's probably coming out on Saturday, but we're going to get real on these topics and really talk about a real issue that I think all creators, anybody has in general. Now let's get into it. Okay, with the intro out of the way and all that stuff, these hobby talks usually go. I'm going to talk about past videos, future videos, news. So we're going to skip out on the news this time, but I will throw in some news next time because I personally have issues with my own things. We're going to kind of get into it at the end of the video. But with past videos, I just put out a review for the Black Widow airbrush. Go check that out. That's pretty cool. It's from Harbor Freight by Spectrum. If you were looking into getting a beginner airbrush or just to fill out airbrush in general for a workhorse airbrush that you don't feel like, hey, I got this $230 airbrush that does really, really well, but I don't want to have to clean it every single time and maintain it. You could buy this Black Widow and that's what you could use, and you don't have to clean your 200. You don't have to worry about messing up your $200 airbrush when you have that Black Widow that you can use as workhorse for priming and other means of hobbying. So with that, I haven't been uploading shorts as much this week, and we're going to kind of get into why when we kind of get to where the news section was, but we're going to kind of do a life slash problems update that I'm running into as a creator and not being what I need to be as a creator. With that all said, future videos, I do plan on working on the Gundam video and painting that. That's top priority. So most likely pay attention because that will be coming out of me. I'm not going to be doing like battle damage or weathering on the model. I'm just going to panel line it, and we're going to work on panel lining and filling in eyes and essential parts that need to be colored correctly. That we got that future Gundam video coming out. I should be releasing a video on how I clean my Saturn II resin printer after misprint after misprint after misprint after misprint after misprint. And this is why we're going to be going into the later video of why. With those misprints, I got very, very demotivated about 3D printing in general. That happens a lot when I'm 3D printing. I'll have files where I just like they print, and then they'll misprint. Like I'll go to switch it up. So Loot Studios, usually if something's wrong, is because I didn't do something right. Usually they print out pretty well. With the Space Marines that I was pivoting to try to print out more Space Marines so I can work on techniques like slap chop, dry brushing, and other means like that, when I pivoted, I go to my STL files, and when I go to print those out, they're not supported. They don't come pre-supported. I have to add the support, or the slicer has to support. You guys seen it in the short. If you guys checked out my short, there's a bunch of comments in the section, and I love every comment you guys put out. I tried to respond to them. Where I am demotivated because I didn't do supports right, I didn't heat the bed to have a suction, or they just don't sit right. Sometimes the slicer doesn't get it. Sometimes the slicer does get it, but sometimes like I'll have three of the same type, but one will print out and the other three will fail. So I don't understand that, but that's a leveling thing at that point, I think. So I have to go back and clean out. This is where I get demotivated. I have to go and clean out all the resin. So I have to, if you're going to see in this short or video that I'm going to be doing about cleaning my Saturn II, I have to clean out all the resin. First off, I have to do a tank clean to get the resin to harden, and use supports to try to peel it off the FEP sheet. And then I have to empty the resin back into its bottle, drain it, make sure there is no like particles that's in the resin. So I have to filter it. So that takes a while. And I've got this itty bitty working space that I'm working in between to try to make sure that I'm holding the tank in my hand and putting the filter and draining it. It's very demotivating. It's time consuming, and it slows down the process. Along with that, after I do all that, I have to go back in and level it, make sure it's all right, make sure that my print screen is all right and that it's printing okay. There's a lot when it comes to resin printing. Even one of the comments, the guy says he finds that the juice is just not worth the squeeze, you know. But I love resin printing. It's fun. It's set for this down spiral of the hobby. This brings in the whole point of kind of what's been going on. With me being demotivated, we also, as I stated, there was a new game release, Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm a big Monster Hunter player. I played World, and I have, as of last night, finally beat the final mission on story. I still got a lot of grinding to do, but I finally beat Altreon on a tempered Altreon. So I beat him. So now it's the weekend. Usually, I get to film a lot more. There's reasons why I get to film more. I'm not going to go into them, but there's a reason why I get to film more on the weekends. With that, I've been distracted with Monster Hunter, and I find this is where I run into problems. When you become a creator and you're trying to do hobby related things, or any creator in general, when you're trying to put out certain content, you kind of glue yourself to that content, and you can't separate yourself from other things. So with the hobby, I need to be putting out hobby videos, and I need to be hobbying to do that. So every break or situation is more time taken away from that hobby and put into video game. And I'm not a video game streamer. I'm trying to be a hobby streamer and do hobby related things. I would love to be a video game streamer. I don't have the time to do that either. Tried that, didn't really go too well. Don't have the time, and there's other extenuating circumstances that doesn't allow me to stream very well and provide good content for a stream. But with all that, like I said, there's just things that demotivate you and kind of bring down the thunder, or bring your motivation down. And that's what happened this week, especially with the Monster Hunter release. It is very hard to try to put out content consistently, especially when you got something as in a new video game release, a new movie, or anything new that takes you out of your desired content, and you want to put some focus into it. You have to manage it properly, and I did not manage it properly this week, and I am at fault for that. I'm trying, especially so with all that, and me beating Altreon and beating Monster Hunter, I just have grinding left, so that's just putting in a couple of hours in it and finishing that out. Eventually, I will max it out, and I will shift my focus back into hobbying. That should conclude this kind of life update thing. As of news wise, I haven't really been, that's like I said, I haven't really been keeping up with things. Usually I sit down and watch other people's video, grab information, get online, grab information, and I kind of just grab information from everywhere. I haven't been watching videos because I'm solely focused on grinding Monster Hunter. So when you do this, when you put more focus than you need to in something else is sacrificed in general. So with that concluded, and that little pity party over, and me being a big baby about it, I just wanted to put it out there. I do appreciate anybody that does come to my channel. We're at 46 subscribers. I love it. We're 4 away from 50. We hit that 50 mark, I'm gonna be so ecstatic. That should conclude this video. If you could do me a favor, like, subscribe. It helps a ton. It helps a ton, and I do appreciate it. We're 4 away from 50, and if you guys could get me to 50, I would be so ecstatic. You have no idea, because the next goal is 100, and then after that 200, and after that 300, and then hopefully down the road we can hit that 500 mark and feel accomplished as a YouTuber. But I appreciate you guys being here and watching these videos, and don't forget to wash those dirty sprues.